Hello, people. This is Alistair.
Hello, people. Well, thanks for joining us this evening. We are here tonight to talk about a knife that is quite possibly at the pinnacle of production Balisong development, and that would be the Kershaw Lucha. In reality, we're here to talk about the Benchmade 85. It's new, it's cool, it's pretty badass.
Oh, yeah, me worried for a second
So.
there.
Well, we only brought this for comparison, so we're starting here.
Starting at the 85.
So we're starting with the 85 because it's new. Well, I mean,
It's got the spring.
we could have done this earlier, but we didn't because we didn't have an 87 to compare it to. And then it just so happens we had a Kershaw
Lucha.
Lucha to compare it to, which is,
Ooh,
I mean,
beginner.
okay, so here's what I can't tell. Did they rip off BM or did
This is
BM BRS? Because BRS.
No, this is a Bear & Sons handle too. Like Bear & Sons has done this. A lot of people have done this handle style.
But their construction quality is.
Have you had a
questionable.
high-end Bear & Sons?
I didn't even know there was a thing.
It is.
It's a high-end Bear & Sons.
Bear & Sons high-end stuff
It's like,
is.
have you had that turbocharged Yugo? Have you driven that thing? It's
can eat
pretty
it.
badass. All right, so we got a Lucha, an 85, and an 87, and we only grabbed the Lucha because we had it in stock, and I mean, for obvious reasons, we.
Yeah, there are some
comparing it.
stylistic cues that they
Yeah,
share
of
there a
course,
little bit.
I really thought the 87 was gonna be a big hit.
This feels like the Mexican blanket of
Mexican blanket?
all the stars and
Can I
like the
leave now?
straps. and-
This is the Mexican blanket of butterfly knives.
It's like a weird poncho.
Yeah.
I'm hoping there's more to that because
This is the Mexican blanket of butterfly knives. Right, so I'm gonna edit out Dakota for the rest of the video.
Should we break down like what we're looking at real quick, like price-wise,
What's the
steels?
steel for this?
Yeah, so
Sandvik on the Lucha.
not surprising when the handle is probably
Stainless steel.
aluminum or
It's stainless.
stainless. It is
It's-
pretty heavy.
It's
Yeah.
steel.
I was-
it
we
is
had
pretty
somebody
fucking
email
heavy.
about handles or anodizing
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah, it is noticeably heavy.
Obviously, on the 85 and the 87, billet titanium handles.
Yeah.
That's 30.
And we can be honest, like almost no difference aside from blade shape.
Yeah.
But for some reason, the 87 is being discontinued and replaced with the 85.
You were
think it's
saying
enough.
something about failure rates?
Well, that's
That's
a
a little,
rumor.
up in the air.
It's unsubstantiated. Is that
There was a period of time when the 87 was very slow to trickle out of the factory for unknown reasons.
Lori had a valid point. and
that's what I was
talked
thinking?
over
I
her.
thought you had something going there.
No, actually, I just think that the blade shape is not quite desirable for most people because like the 62 is a very popular design,
Yeah.
or the Morpho or the 42.
Yeah.
But the Warncliffe or Reverse Tonto is not so much.
Well, but here's what I think about like, what are we watching? We were watching Jane Leno's Garage last night, and they were talking about designing a supercar. And what you want is you want people to either hate it or love it, but you don't want anybody in the middle of the road. This
That
is
would be
very
that.
much hate it or love it, and this is very much middle of the road. Because this is a drop point. I mean, it's not all, I mean, aside from the blood groove, I mean, really, come on, it's a drop point. It's got a false grind on the top, which is par for the course, but this is a false grind also, and a blood groove. But
That
this
logo.
is love it or hate it, and this is we don't want to offend anybody, and this is we don't want to offend anybody. But this is also, what's the price on this?
Map is 119.
119 for stainless steel and Sandvik versus
Five.
That's 551. and
551. That's a
551.
new price then.
That's a new
because
price.
last year this was under 5. 499.
I think it
remember
was
what
like
it was
right
last
around
year.
5.
It was right around 5, but just under.
Yeah.
Well, this is
But
spring
it's
latch too.
titanium.
These are spring latch from close. These are. This one I don't think
Oh,
is.
they are, huh? That's something they're bringing back from the old school 42, which
Yeah.
we should have noticed, or I should have noticed, or been aware of. when this originally.
Well, the logo is placed differently as well. Like this is up and down with the handle. This is.
Oh right, huh?
not.
This is blade style.
This seems more like old school Benchmade logo placement
Balisong.
versus like what they normally do
Yeah.
on all their other production knives.
Oh wait, I'm gonna see.
Well, those say Balisong instead of the butterfly.
Yeah, that's the difference in the logo. What I didn't realize until we had to start replacing logos when we were doing laser engraving and Cerakoting is that the Balisong logo and the Benchmade logo are very, very different. I don't know.
Or like spread out versus the Benchmade logo is like very outlined.
And the
prominent.
Balisong logo has the butterfly has antennae, whereas the butterfly doesn't.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either until I had to start fucking engraving it on things.
At least it's an American SKU for over $100.
It is an
Yes.
American SKU, yeah. But it's, I mean, the way, I mean, here's the thing is, I'm not good at these. I have the scars to prove it. I'm not good at these, so I don't know if weight is a pro or a con.
I think there's a fine line there. You know what I mean? Like, and once again, I'm not good at it really either.
Wise, really?
When
But,
some people like a 62, some people like a Morpho.
Yeah.
Just how it
Yeah,
is.
that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Well, I do know if you're out in the cargo bay cutting open boxes, you probably want to go with the S30 versus the Sandvik simply because you're going to be cutting up a shit ton of
Do you
cardboard.
want to spend 5 times as much on?
Well, but if you're looking
S30?
at quality of steel, I mean, it's not even a debate. Like these are obviously better.
Well, I mean,
S30.
these are notches in your in your bedpost. These are more like
A tool you
I
might use
dabble.
every day.
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I mean, okay, so Kershaw made the Bradley Chimera series.
I have one of those.
Yeah. So Kershaw made those, even though it said Bradley the name, and all the other Bradley knives were made by Benchmade. So they had this like kind of inadvertent crossover. I don't know what the deal was with it, but so they have worked together somehow in the past, and the Chimeras were very popular, but they were also cheap. They were this is 119.
Mm-hmm.
So that was what the Chimera,
Right
about
the high-end
that, yeah.
Chimeras were 119, and the low-end Chimeras were like 99 or whatever. You know what I mean? But to get something with titanium and a high-end blade, I mean, they're really. It seems like Benchmade is taking aim at BRS, and it seems like Kershaw is taking aim at Benchmade. You know what I mean? Like everybody's looking up.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Well, there's
Does-
new Bradleys as well, so I don't know if they're making them themselves or
Yeah,
if somebody else
but we've
is.
had one in for warranty for almost a year now and
Yeah.
haven't gotten it back.
It's true.
But we don't usually come by a lot of higher end other than Benchmade for the Balisongs. I mean, you got the guys you were talking about earlier, but
Bradley's, Bear & Sons. Well, so
we
Bear &
don't see
Sons
those too often.
has like the rivet and a lot of people don't know that there are a lot of differences between butterfly knives. There are like the cheap Chinese ones, and you can buy like crappy Chinese ones that are riveted together, or you
Yeah.
can buy the ones that are screwed together with like an actual pivot. And these are all screws and pivots and washers and everything. And Bear & Sons does, I don't know how many they do.
They do a lot, but
Well-
they do a lot of turds.
Yeah.
But they do a lot of good stuff too.
Well, we've normally ordered the riveted ones, and when they have been worn and used and they wear out, you can't really replace like a pivot. It's like a kitchen rivet.
I
It's
mean,
not
you
something
can paint
do.
them, but it's
Yeah.
a risky kind of thing. You got a 50-50 chance of ruining it.
Yeah, and this reminds me a lot of the higher end Bear & Sons, which they function well, they're great,
Yeah.
but they make them a little bit oversized. And I like that these are not just like these ones in general, but this is a good lower end
Yeah.
or like our like high end or mid range butterfly knife that you can adjust and pivot, and it's adjustable.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect it to like fall apart while you're flipping it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So
Are these thumb studs that they've used as stop points instead of pins?
I don't know.
I mean, they're super close
I think
to looking like.
they're replaceable. So when they wear out, because
That's
remember
a-
that gold class Morpho that we got in?
And it's missing a stud.
No, it's been used so much that it's worn out and the blade is wallowed out,
Yeah.
and you can't really replace anything like that. So I think this is a replaceable piece. So everything on here is replaceable, even the billet titanium scales.
Yeah.
I like that.
Also, you can anodize it, so there's that.
We have had a couple of requests for anodizing. I think we've done. We did a gold 87. I want to say. Yeah.
I don't know. I like the Kershaw one. I think it's a really fun intro. It's a nicer version of a butterfly knife than you can normally
This almost
get.
seems like you could dull it, and this is kind of an intro blade for this kind of balance. You know what I mean? Even though this is a little lighter on the bottom end, but the overall size and length and how it works, like, I mean, that's going to get you into all of BRS's stuff is this size.
Yeah.
All of it is this
Well, in
size.
worst case scenario, say that you love this knife and you want this knife. It's so great, but you can only afford this one, maybe a little more. Buy this knife. There are companies that make titanium handles for this. Like Titanium makes scales for this knife. Yeah. I don't know how much they are. I know that they do make them, but Titanium makes replacement scales in titanium for this knife.
Judging by their past products, though, I would assume that their Titanium scales for this have got to be easily
As much as a knife, at least.
$150.
easily 100, 150, somewhere around in there.
But you're still less than a Benchmade.
Well, that still gets you into 300.
Yeah.
Which gets you quite a bit less than these two.
The only thing you're missing is that spring latch, which both of these have, and that good steel. But if you're only playing with it,
But if you're only
not
playing with
using
it, the steel doesn't matter to you.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, if you're into this with titanium scales at 300,
give or take, yeah.
what happens when it comes to warranty? Now you're sending it in with aftermarket parts. Is the warranty going to be a thing? Whereas this, 20 years from now, and you got a problem with warranty, if they have parts and the ability, they will fix it.
Yeah, if they have parts.
If they have parts.
Yeah. So it's a toss-up either way.
I think on that 87, I have a feeling that is going to kind of go the way of the 42. That
These are going to be expensive.
in like
as fuck.
10 years, like that is going to be, if you have like a new one in a
Good thing
box.
we have the prototype coming.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is already a $500 knife. In 4 years, this will probably be $1,000.
Yeah.
Whereas you can still get this for $500.
5-ish.
So I was on Benchmade's website today just to confirm what I thought, and I went to the Balisong section on their website. They have one knife listed.
Morpho.
This guy.
What?
Really?
The
No Morpho?
That's not on the
Morpho at
website.
all.
But the
'Cause
Morpho.
they discontinued the 51
Mini.
BK, and they did the 32 and the 32 BK.
Yeah.
So
I
I thought
ordered Morphos on last
51 I thought the 51 satin blade was still available.
Because I
I thought so
on the last
too.
Order.
Yeah.
So all that shows, they have to have, for a company that like is so ingrained in like Balisong culture, it's like what started it, it's what they have been known for forever. There's got to be something coming. You know what I mean?
Or
They have to have more than
Or
just
updates
the
of their current
85.
SKUs with some slightly different machining.
It's gonna be like crew wear with G10 blades or G10 scales, right?
Hey, that might be cool,
I want to see
actually.
crewwear scales with G10 blades.
Oh,
Damn it!
man.
All right, we're gonna do some blade steel comparisons in our next video. Because we got crew wear coming, we got Maximate coming,
Maximate.
we got K90 coming, K390 coming.
Yeah.
Some M4.
Yeah, we got M4
C39.
coming. And we're trying to keep it as uniform as possible across knives, so we can really find out. But I don't know. I am very much a steel snob. Like I buy cars based on engines, and I buy knives based on steel. I don't know if I can justify 500 over.
For S30
Well-
over Sandvik, yeah.
Let me explain a little bit more. This is the Mexican blanket that you cover your crappy interior with in your car. This is the mail order leather you get from Europe specifically for your Land Rover because you are too snobbish to
Okay,
use the
did I
Mexican
tell you I
blanket.
was doing that? Why
So-
are you fucking calling me
Well,
out?
here's now what we're saying. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
so these are both brand names.
Yes.
Kershaw, Benchmade, both
There's
brand
nothing
names.
wrong with it.
You can also get a Bradley for the same price with better steel for the same money.
Well, but if you have problems with your Bradley, how's your fucking warranty gonna work? Because we have a Bradley Chimera that's been in for warranty for a year.
We also sent, like, what? It wasn't that. It was something else, Bradley wise. But Bradley Chimera is like like this, go somewhere else. So I don't know if those can get fixed and they're just like lost in limbo. But like a Bradley now. I mean, I honestly don't know. I'm sort of trying to work my head through it. But for the same amount of money with better steel, you can get a Bradley Kimura nowadays. But old school Bradley, I don't know if you can ever get fixed. Even like the autos, I don't know if you can.
Oh
get
no!
fixed.
Well, the autos would go into Benchmade,
Yeah.
but the
They, like,
butterflies
will-
go into Kershaw.
Shit out of luck. Sorry, we don't have parts. And same thing with that.
Well, they were what? They use mini AFO springs.
Yep.
On the small Bradley autos.
Yeah.
And the full-size Bradley autos use
AFOs.
AFO springs.
Yeah. Which we have a
So
bunch
you
of.
can still, I mean, Benchmade might necessarily honor that because they're like, we don't want to cross parts just in case it's not that good. But we have those parts and we can fix them.
Yeah.
But
But I mean,
it's a weird thing.
for a knife that's a little bit smaller than this, same price, carbon fiber, G10, whatever, you
Chimeras.
can get Bradley Kimura with
Yeah.
better steel. So if you're looking for steel, Bradley Kimura, but if you're looking for something more reliable, like warranty-wise, then a Kershaw
Yeah.
might be a good idea. But how long is this going to be in production?
Yeah,
and
that's
be
true.
warranty? Because we've sent knives in, they're like, oh, we don't have this.
And Bradley, sorry. But Kershaw is like, oh, sorry, we don't make it anymore. Here's a voucher. I
Yeah.
don't want a fucking voucher. I want my fucking knife back.
We lost it, sorry.
Yeah.
So a better analogy, I think, instead of your Mexican,
Blanket.
I'm stuck on it.
You're Mexican blanket.
I think you should compare it to this is your up-and-coming hitman, where he can only afford such a nice knife. But
You can
then
only
you got
afford
your
a Mexican
Like a Toyota and a
blanket.
Lexus.
you got your professional assassins here that can take the Benchmade out.
You ever seen the movie Mr. Brooks?
Yes.
Mm,
Mr.
maybe.
Brooks carries this.
And Dane Cook carries this.
And Dane Cook carries that for sure.
Canadian?
Yeah, well, yeah. He tried his hand at
killing people.
dramatic acting,
Oh.
Okay.
and he was in the movie
Oh,
Mr.
okay, that
Brooks.
makes sense.
yeah.
I was like,
So
that-
Dane Cook carries that, and fucking Kevin Costner carries
Do
that.
we want to try our hands at an outro this time, or just fade in our previous?
I don't know. Well, oh, by the way, if anybody, we had a complaint about like we fade while we're still talking. It's because there's nothing relevant
Yeah,
left.
there's no important
We just-
information.
Yeah, we just fade out whenever we fucking divulge into
And
bullshit.
now we're fading
Devolve
out
away.
as we're still talking.
Here we go.
This one has tasted blood, though.
It has.
Oh, it has?
Oh, it's worth
has.
more.
Oh,
The
God.
blood of a man of Jesus.
Well, I mean, I'm 90% callous. What does it matter?
Not you, someone else. If you want.
Well, I mean,
I don't have much fingerprint left, but
you don't want to do that. You don't know whose blood it was.
we can just look at the camera and be like, all hail the algorithm, like, comment, and subscribe. Have a nice day.
Yeah.